I have witnessed peak. Following up on the events from the original Bad Guys movie, the main gang steps out of retirement and joins forces with a new team called the Bad Girls to do one last heist. I have been a fan of the DreamWorks movie The Bad Guys since it first came out in April 2022. And when DreamWorks announced that a sequel is happening in 2025, I couldn't help but be excited about it. So I saw The Bad Guys 2 at my local Cinemark theater, and what do I have to say about it? Let's just say it is exactly what I wanted. A phenomenal sequel that is just as good, if not better, than the original. Allow me to explain why The Bad Guys 2 is, in a way, a perfect sequel. 1. Just like its predecessor, the animation looks amazing. The animation in this movie did not just retain its same animation style from the original movie, which in turn is inspired by several pieces of media like Spider-Verse, Beastars, and Lupin III, but it also looks more fluent and bouncy. Second, the opening sequence is a splendid way to start a sequel. Just a quick recap without going into further detail, the bad guys go on a heist mission at Cairo, Egypt. Then the bad guys escape from the cops with a stellar chase sequence that will leave you mesmerized. And finally, it cuts to a contrast of the bad guys trying to get used to their new, good life, while our main character, Mr. Wolf, gives a simple recap to the viewer about what happened in the original movie. I love how Mr. Wolf gives a straightforward recap to the audience while still keeping in character. 3. Speaking of characters, the characters are more awesome than ever. This sequel did an excellent job of giving our main team more challenges than the original ever did. In the original, the bad guys face an entire arc of them trying to better themselves as good guys. But the sequel, on the other hand, the bad guys step out of retirement to team up with the bad girls. In other words, Mr. Shark is still my best boy. 4. For a sequel to a movie that serves as a good adaptation of the books by Aaron Blabey, the story feels kind of fresh. With how good the story in the sequel is, as simple as it can be, it proves that some movie adaptations of popular children's books don't have to be entirely faithful to the source material to be entertaining. After all, if you find a movie to be enjoyable, you find it enjoyable. Plain and simple. 5. The action sequences are stronger than they have any right to be. Although I mentioned the Egypt chase scene from the beginning of the movie, that scene is borderline perfection. And so does the scene where the bad guys jumped off the helicopter to get onto the spaceship. You can tell the stakes were high when watching the action sequences. 6. Kitty Cat is a shockingly impressive villain. When she was first introduced in the sequel, along with her members such as Pigtail and Doom, she gives off a serious leader vibe, especially with how she executes her job offer to Mr. Wolf. But when the sequel progresses, she becomes undeniably bitter and furious, with her strong motivation being presented in the third act of the sequel. 7. The voice acting is phenomenal. Sam Rockwell, Craig Robinson, Mark Maron, Anthony Ramos, Aquafina, and Sassy Beats all did an incredible job reprising their roles as Mr. Wolf, Mr. Shark, Mr. Snake, Mr. Piranha, Miss Tarantula, and Diane Foxington, respectively, along with newcomers like Danielle Brooks as Kitty Cat, Maria Bakalova as Pigtail, and Natasha Lyonne as Doom. 8. The soundtrack is iconic. The soundtrack has not one, but two original bangers that are exclusively created for the movie, which are Good Life by Rag and Bone Man and Wisdom Mike, and Taking Everything by Busta Rhymes. The latter is easily the best song in the entire sequel because it fits perfectly with the police cop chase at the beginning of the sequel. I guess this sequel and K-pop Demon Hunters are neck and neck with each other for being good movies with awesome music. 9. The humor is marvelously hilarious. Although the original Bad Guys movie has admittedly fair enough humor, the sequel's sense of humor turns itself up to 11 by being more comical and chaotic. The sequel's sense of humor has no right to be criminally hilarious. No pun intended. 10. Last but not least, outstanding direction by Pierre Perifel. Now, before I wrap up my review on this sequel, do I have any flaws with it? Let me think. Oh wait! I just realized! I have no flaws or negatives against this sequel. Absolutely none. Is there a moment that makes me furious? No! Is there a moment that bores me to death? No! And is there a moment that makes me embarrassed? Absolutely not! I just adore every single second of this sequel from start to finish. Overall, The Bad Guys 2 is a worthy sequel. A sequel that is worthy of quality. It checked all the boxes on how to create an impeccable sequel, which is saying a lot considering that this sequel was made by the same studio that gave us other fantastic sequels like Shrek 2, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and the list goes on. In my opinion, this is the best movie of 2025, along with Dogman, K-pop Demon Hunters, etc. In conclusion, stop what you're doing, check your bank account, and if you have enough money, go see The Bad Guys 2. I give The Bad Guys 2 a 10 out of 10!
That is cinema.
Thanks for watching my review on The Bad Guys 2. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until we meet again, go bad or go home.